Hi, and welcome to Faith into Greatness. Today I wanted to talk about breaking the cycle of I'm sorry. Has anybody else grown to not like the words I'm sorry, especially when they seem to not have any weight or value in the circumstance that you're dealing with? Look, none of us are perfect, and sometimes our emotions can get the best of us. And while that happens and we may say I'm sorry to somebody, that person may not be open to forgiving you. Always remember something. Somebody who's truly sorry is going to stop. They're going to reflect on their behavior, and they're going to take whatever steps they need to take to make the changes necessary in order to make the relationship flourish. I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. I'm talking about friendships and work dynamics as well. We all have to take stock and have accountability for our own behavior. I'm sorry sometimes it's just not going to cut it, and you have to know your limitations. I subscribe to the Bible, and while the Bible says forgive every time somebody does something wrong, I personally tend to struggle with this level of forgiveness when somebody does the same thing over and over and over and over and over again and then says, I'm sorry. I understand nobody's perfect. And sometimes your emotions do get the best of you. And you may say something that you don't mean, that you may regret later, or even do something that you may not, think was right at the time. But always remember something. Somebody who's truly sorry will take the steps to make the changes. And at some point in time, you have to look at things through a different set of eyes. What do I mean by that? When you're in a situation, sometimes it's really hard to look at it objectively. You have to really take the emotions out of it and ask yourself, is the situation going to change? And if it doesn't appear that a situation is going to change, you need to really pray for the Lord to either deliver you from the situation or change it and give it to God and wait on God's timing. Please, of course, seek professional help if you need to, but understand that God does work and the Lord is a Lord of miracles, okay? And if you pray for God to change a situation or to deliver you from it, trust me when I tell you God's going to do exactly that. It's important to have a forgiving spirit and to forgive everybody because you don't want bitterness and resentment to take root in your soul. I hope that this message inspires you all to look at your conduct as well as other people's and to start to really take stock in what's being done versus what's being said. A lot of people make a lot of empty promises to change with no intention to do exactly that. Or maybe they just can't change. It's really hard for them. Either way, it's important to know yourself and to know your limits. I hope this message blesses you all. May you break out of that cycle of I'm sorry. Take care and God bless.